In this video, I want to talk about how social media is lying to you and how to not get fooled by it actually. So right now I'm in beautiful nature, just enjoying myself a bit. And I thought to myself, you know what, I'm gonna record this video because this topic has been on my mind lately. And it's the basic fact that you go on Instagram or you go on TikTok or any type of other social media, but mainly Instagram, and you see a lot of people, especially like your own age, of like maybe you're in your 20s or maybe you're even in your 30s, whatever, or like late teens. You see a lot of people living life way better than you, like way better than you. For example, I'm 22 years old and I go on Instagram and all I see is people that are my age, of course, the same age, like 22 years old, that have like bought their dream car and like have the like above 100k followers and like make like above 100k a month, for example. And sometimes you can use it, of course, for motivation, which I do. It fuels me a lot to kind of like see people my own age achieve success in a field that, of course, I want to achieve success at. So it kind of like fuels me to become even better than what I am right now. So you can also, of course, look at it from a positive perspective. But mainly, what we tend to do, and what I tend to do as well, is we look at it from a negative perspective of, damn, he is way further than me or she's way further than me. Then we can ask ourselves the question, like, but why do we look at it that way? Like, why do we kind of like look at it from this negative point of view where you kind of like neglect the fact that he or she is more successful than you? We can have this approach to say that, you know what, I'm gonna neglect all of that and I'm just gonna delete social media. I'm gonna go away from Instagram, go away from Snapchat, go away from TikTok, go away from YouTube, whatever, and just kind of like live this lifestyle where you are not on social media. And to be honest, it's a very good lifestyle. Like, I'm all for that. It's a lifestyle where you kind of like live in peace with yourself. Like, you are very in tone with yourself. Like, you don't really care about the worldly events, you don't really care about the materialistic things. You're more on this kind of like spiritual path of finding yourself, like finding who you truly are. And that is, of course, it's very positive. Like, I highly recommend that, to kind of like delete social media a bit and kind of like observe yourself and ask yourself the question, okay, but who am I outside of this social influence of social media, right? Who am I outside of the followers? Like, who am I outside of the likes, the comments, the views, whatever? Who am I deep beneath that? And for somebody that is like very addicted to social media, that's actually what I recommend. Like, go away from social media a bit. Like, don't even watch YouTube. You can like watch YouTube for like educational content that like helps you and propels you forward. But like mainly for like Instagram Reels, like YouTube Shorts, I feel like if you're very addicted to social media, you need to get away from those bad vices, because it's holding you back. Basically, you're more consuming actually than creating. And that's the basic thing that I wanted to talk about in this video. Is like, this entire society, this entire like economic system, you can say, where even with online businesses or even with physical businesses or even like the corporate world, it's all based on like consume as much as possible. And to be honest, my friend, it's not really a good way to live, because from my point of view, of course, this is the belief that I have. It's like, we're all born creators. Like, we're all creative in some like sense, you can say. Some people are more creative in, like, you can say, the highly mathematical physics type fields, so for example like engineering and stuff. Some people are more creative in like writing, or maybe writing poetry, or like writing stories, or like fiction, non-fiction, just books in general. Some people are more like blessed with like painting or even drawing very specific things. Like, we all have this capacity to create things out of nowhere. Like, we have the capacity to create something out of nothing. And if we live in a world where everything is like based on consume as much as possible, because that's the society that we live in. We live in a society where, you go on Instagram, you spend an hour there. That's the reason why, of course, Reels and stuff is a thing, to kind of like get you hooked up on these like social medias, so you can consume more, so you can watch more, so they of course make more money. So this entire, like I said, economic system is more based on like how much can you watch. It's all based on your attention span. That's why I'm starting a little bit to post more on Instagram and on TikTok as well, like these short form content. Normally, I'm not a big fan of that because it's just not helpful. Like, you cannot really clarify you can say, solution to a given problem, or like clarify your idea in like a short TikTok video for even like 180 seconds, like 3 minutes. It's not possible. Like, you need long form content. That's why I like YouTube so much. It's like YouTube is one of my favorite social medias because it's, of course you have shorts as well, right? But it's mainly based on like long form content where you can kind of like sit and just listen to somebody for like an hour or two, just like they talk about a subject which you of course find interesting in. You maybe can take like some notes and stuff. Like, it's very educational. It's like, it's not brain rot. Like, it makes you think like, okay, this is the thing that it's talking about. I can actually learn a lot from that. So I was very cautious like to post on social media, for example, like Instagram and TikTok, because it was all brain rot. Like, I viewed it from a very negative point of view. But right now I'm starting to post on it more. And the reason for that is, of course, I want some more followers, not because of the validation and stuff, but because I actually genuinely like to do this content stuff. And if more people watch my content, then of course, hopefully the more people I can help and inspire through these type of videos to actually become more of him or herself. That's the main goal that I have. But once again, coming back to the stories, like this entire system, this entire society system, you can say, is all based on consume as much as possible and create as little as possible. But I want you to reverse engineer that. I want you to kind of like go into this mindset where you're not going to consume as much. What you're mainly going to do is like create as much as possible, because you're a creative being. And that creativity, of course, you have to find that for yourself. Like, what are you most creative at? Are you creative at like more of the intellectual stuff, so like engineering, mathematics, physics, whatever, or even academics? Are you more creative in like the art stuff, so for example painting or like drawing? Are you more intellectual in like writing or like reading or like creating things like with words, poetry, non-fiction, fiction? Like, you have to find that out for yourself. And one of the things that I think I found out for myself is like, I like to write and like tell stories a lot. That's the reason why I feel like I'm also drawn to this content creation, because I can talk in a like very good sense. Of course, I've got a lot of things to improve upon. I'm not there yet. But every single time I make these type of videos, even without a script, I don't even have to think about the things that I'm going to say. I'm just one with the camera. And I've said this in many of my videos as well. English is my third language, but I like it so much that it's just like nothing for me. It's not really difficult for me. And I feel like if you can find that creative potential within you, you can go very far, my friend. And if you stop consuming so much, and if you start creating more, you're gonna go very far, my friend. And these social media, my friend, like, to be honest, man, just don't fall for it. Like, you always see the highlight reels, you always see the good side of things, you always see the positive side of things. It's not real. Like, it's not real. Like, it's just, it's also not like fake. It's not really like they don't experience it, because they do, but it's not the end all be all. It's not like their entire life. What you see mainly on social media, and I'm one of the few to say that because I'm on social media as well, is you just see the highlight reels. You don't see the days where like shit doesn't work out. You don't see the days when it's like raining and you don't really want to do shit, but you still have to do shit. You don't see the days where like people are crying literally in their beds. You don't see that. The only thing you see is like the vacation pictures where they're like in Dubai, or like they have bought their first dream car, like the sports car. You only see that. You only see like the top physique. You never see like the work behind that. And what I'm trying to do is like, I'm trying to show you guys the reality of it, to kind of like show you guys the process, the journey. That's the reason why I started, is to show you guys the journey that it takes. Of course, I got my goals in this content creation. I want to reach a certain amount of subscribers, and of course, the more the better. But I show you guys the journey. And sometimes the journey is not that fun. You got to enjoy the journey, of course, but it's not always that fun. You're going to go through highs and lows, and unfortunately, only the highs are shown on social media. The lows are barely shown. And it's very sad, to be honest, because the lows is what you actually have to show to people, to say, okay, this is reality. Everything else that you see from the highlight reels and stuff is all fantasy. It's not reality. Reality is like, once again, when shit like goes down the drain, when one of your family members pass away, and the only thing you see from the life is, oh my god, they went to vacation like 2 months later, but you never saw them like crying in their beds 2 months before that, or like even being in a very bad mood. You never see those things. You always see the good side of things. So be cautious of that, my friend. That's what I want to actually say in this video. So I want to give you guys 2 messages before I leave here. Is the first one is to create more and consume less. Because when you consume less, you kind of like tap into this creative potential that you have, and sometimes you have to leave social media for that, like genuinely leave every single social media. So for example, Instagram, TikTok, Snapchat, YouTube, whatever, to kind of like go back into nature and to realize the potential that you have within yourself. And the other thing that I want to kind of like amplify is that when you see these people on Instagram, maybe they're your age, maybe they're even younger than you, realize that, my friend, they're only showing you the highlight reels. They never show you the downside. They never ever show you the downside. They never show you the reality of it. So be very cautious of that, my friend. You never know what somebody is going through, even if they're a millionaire, even if they have a lot of money. You don't know. So don't judge things based on the colors of their highlight stories, because you don't know. That's just what I wanted to say, my friend. Hopefully you guys like this video. If you did, share, subscribe. I actually posted a real actually short video actually on my YouTube channel, where I said, what do you guys want? Like, do you want like the short form content, or do you want like the long form content like this? Because I like creating both of them. So let me know, what do you guys like the short form or like the long form content? I can do both of them. To keep taking care of yourself, my friend, and see you guys in the next video. Bye bye.